So if you're a 6 foot tall BMX rider, you might be confused on what bike size is actually right for you. There's a lot of different bike sizes and there's a lot of different people recommending what size you need. And so in the Discord, Jeff asks, hey all, I would really want to get the Colony Premise. It's a 20.8-inch top tube, but he's 6 foot tall. Plenty of reviews say this size will work for 6 foot, but the Colony website says otherwise. Any thoughts? So here's the deal. If you're 6 foot tall, you can get a 20.75-inch top tube, you can get a 21-inch top tube, you can even get a 21.25-inch top tube. The general recommendation for 6 foot tall is around 21 inches. So going down to a 20.8 won't be that bad, but it's important to understand how the different variances in size will affect the style of your riding. So if you're 6 foot tall and the perfect size for you is a 21-inch top tube, then going with a smaller 20.75-inch top tube is going to make the bike feel more responsive and more snappy. The bike is smaller, it's got a shorter wheelbase, therefore doing tricks on it and maneuvering the bike is going to feel really responsive because it's shorter, okay? It's shorter than what's perfect for you. Then the opposite of that, going up to a 21.25, is going to give you a longer wheelbase and it's going to make the bike feel more stable and more controlled. So Jeff, you absolutely can ride a 20.8-inch top tube. It's going to feel fine for you. I wouldn't stress too much about it. Just understand that it is going to feel a little bit more twitchy and a little bit more responsive than a 21-inch top tube would. Right now on Dan's Comp, the Colony Premise is it's almost what, 30% off. It's a really good deal. And that's actually a great bike. So you're gonna get a good deal. You're gonna ride that bike. Now for everyone else who's kind of wondering about sizing and how it works, these recommendations that you see on my website or Colony's website or anywhere else are just general recommendations. With these recommendations for a brand new rider who's just getting into the sport, you should follow those recommendations and ride the bike, and then from there your preferences and your style is going to adapt because you have a reference point. So for example, my first bike, I was a 6 foot tall kid, 13, 14, close to 6 foot, and I got a 19.5-inch top tube DK reaction, okay? So from there, I can look back and be like, wow, that felt really crazy. It felt really twitchy. It was definitely way too small for me, and that was my reference point. So as I bought different top tube sizes and different frames, I had that reference point to refer to, and it's gonna be the same for you. If you go with a recommended top tube size, from there, you might decide, hey, I like this top tube size, but I really like to ride trails, and therefore I need a more stable bike. You're gonna upgrade to a taller top tube size than what's recommended for you because you modified your riding style and you just have a different way of riding now, okay? And so understanding those things will happen later on in the sport. As you get started, or right when you get started, it's pretty important to follow the general recommendations. Back to Jeff's question, Jeff, that is within the recommended size for you, you're gonna be fine. If you're 6 foot tall, you should be riding a 21-inch top tube. You can go down to a 20.75 and still feel okay. You can go up to a 21.25 and still feel okay. So yeah, that's a recommended size for someone who's 6 foot tall. If you have a question about BMX and you wanna ask it just like Jeff did, you can join the BMX Nerds Discord. It's a free Discord community with over 1,400 members where everyone loves BMX. I'm in there to answer questions. And so yeah, if you have a question, join that. The link for that's in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next video.